two teams where you have Team Meteos that we just saw smashing, having a good time, but definitely demolishing some competition. And then you got Team Shiphtur, the fun having, the true spirit of Twitch rivals, willing to flex anywhere possible on the opposite side. So it should be a banger in that way. Seraphine being the first lock-in with Galio there too.
Ooh, I already like the idea behind Seraphine and Galio just being dominant team fighters, and it makes it a little harder for the Master Yi to actually look for a fight and not get, just pushed off, picked up. That could be difficult for him. Looking at the rest of the comp, though, Alistar being picked up for Blizz, I think is a really strong pick.
Are we not going to have an Akali?
Like it. Maybe he's getting bored of it. Could be wanting to try something new. That's what I love. Is just try anything new. And he gets to see the full comp too. I think that's the benefit of this, is that he gets to see the full composition coming in from the opposite side. You get to see that he's going into a Zed. The only thing is he doesn't know the other lane. Okay, it is going to just be an Akali anyways.
Oh, we get sneaky Draven. Yeah, that's going to be a lot of fun. Draven, Wild Rift, lots of very strong damage right off the bat. If you play your cards right, maybe we'll see some crazy play from Blizz to try to initiate something for some early bot lane leads here against Team Shiphtur.
I wonder if this is a Diana, because yeah, I think you should move away from the Diana. From what I saw from her, she can be a little weak just simply because you can cancel her ultimate. So if you have any CC ability, the Alistar would be one that if she does end up channeling it, she just loses a lot of her damage. Annie is going to be chosen instead. So that'd be fun. I think in terms of just level 5 straight up damage, I'm loving the composition from Team Meteos.
Yeah, there's so much burst potential from them, and just be able to remove some of these targets on Team Shiphtur. Smiles on his face. Love to see it right here off the bat, kicking into the game, because as we noted, things get kicked off real quickly when it comes to Wild Rift.
You're good, bro. I'm gonna gank him.
Hey, reminds me of David too, actually, the Champions developer we were just talking about, saying that if you see me on the Rift, I'm probably playing Zed. And we get to see a little bit of Zed in the jungle coming in from Shiphtur.
Maybe he was tuning into the interview and got a little bit of inspiration heading into this game.
I just realized how confusing it is to go between the two different junglers who are both on blue buff in their own jungles, but because in Wild Rift it rotates it, it makes it look like they're in the same jungle. It's like, wait, are they about to see each other? No.
That's the one thing you have to get used to, of course, right?
Yeah. It's the one thing.
An episode of Fringe, both worlds just overlapped on each other, and we see both of them. Oh my god. But it's one of the things that makes me super appreciative to have a spectator implemented so early as well, because from the viewing standpoint here, it's great that we get to have that experience, while still when you're playing in game you get the flip. That does make it a lot easier.
Yeah, that was the issue you guys had, the first time around when you guys were commentating on the game, right? Just getting to see the perspective of both teams.
Yeah, you would only really be able to see from the actual player's view, which made it very interesting when you switched over mid-fight and everything was exactly opposite. So this is a really great way to look through it. But I love the fact that because we have some representatives of the mobile community, but we have a lot of League players here as well. I mean, players on both of these sides are very familiar with one another and looking forward to the good times to be had. But this is some of that damage that you're talking about. You're looking at Zed, you're looking at Akali, both assassins just wanting to take the 1v1. Zoro ends up getting the kill onto Shiphtur, and there is a response from Quarter Jade, ends up getting the burn as well by popping that ignite, but it's not enough to kill Quarter Jade, a sliver of life to survive.
So close. And Shiphtur didn't think he would just get popped like that by Iraqi. Zoro hits level 5 and is just able to do that. I mean, a lot of the time it just comes down to being on the same page as your mid laner. In this case, didn't think he needed him. But at the end of the day, Iraqi Zoro just ran wild with that fight.
Not gonna lie, that level 5 can hit you so quick if you're not familiar with Wild Rift so much and you're just so used to waiting till 6, then suddenly your opponent hits 5 right before you and you think, oh snap, they can already go all in on me. That's crazy.
Yeah, I know that Shiphtur was playing this game all of yesterday, just in preparation for this. But one of those things that if you're coming in just fresh to this game, in some ways it is easier because you're not coming in with the set expectations of League of Legends and all of the small differences. So that could be one that can catch you off guard.
Yeah, there are so many little differences too. Even looking at the lineups that are brought by both of these teams, Annie was one of the first original examples of a champion where they ended up tweaking her abilities to better fit Wild Rift. With her first ability here in the Disintegrate actually is just a skill shot, and it can't apply that damage on anything that touches in that area, which helps in multiple ways. Yes, it makes a bit more difficult to make sure that you actually lock onto a target, but you can use it more effectively to build up her passive, for instance, without having to have something there. But Sneaky able to step forward a bit here and make sure he doesn't take too much poke. But those are the kind of things that are really cool to discover when you're playing Wild Rift, when you've been playing League PC for so long, but can be difficult to track. There was the attempt, it's done, but the ult ends up getting it onto Sneaky, and the follow-up is great. A death on the side of Team Meteos.
I love this. You know, the movement, and you're right, the dragon is being prioritized from Team Meteos, and they're just in position too, so it's gonna be hard to get on top of him.
Oh no, yeah, Shiphtur tried. There's some decent damage being put down onto Voyboy and the rest. Shiphtur getting way into the back here, and does have Quarter Jade rotating for a bit of that support, but the Drake has already been secured by Meteos. There's the Heroic enters so that you can have Galio here to help out. Does end up paying off with a kill onto Voyboy. So the fight does continue here in the bot lane. The headbutt to make sure that Yoshi was far away. Enemy ADC has been eliminated. Those blades are pretty hard, baby. Zoro is still here trying to get something finished onto Peter. And Peter, though, tries to step out of it, can't do it effectively. And Pichu, can you get the kill? Nope, ends up flashing away to keep herself alive. Zoro, again, knowing the limits of this champion and just pushing so effectively as much damage as possible.
Yeah, that's 4 dead throughout the entire fight from the side of Team Shiphtur. And initially, it was a good play. If we go all the way back, and just seeing how the play started with, you know, Shiphtur finding the gank bottom lane, getting the kill through that one on the Draven. Like, yeah, I was liking it initially, but Team Meteos was already on the objective, and they realized late that they had to contest. So things like that, seems like the mindset of Team Meteos is really objective focused, and it's really coming in, I think, solidly.
You can see on the mini map that some action was brought over there towards the Baron lane on that turret. Dive executed with Blizz making that rotation there, so they're effectively putting that pressure onto that turret as well. Zoro here, ooh, that's a lot of damage onto Quarter Jade, but there's a jungler right on the outskirts, or a mid laner rather, as Shiphtur is here to play. Manages to get about half of Zoro's HP, but that's the burst damage. Zoro, once again, mwah, my friend, you are playing magnificently.
Perfect. I love how Raki Zoro is playing this one out. And when, you know, Shiphtur is trying to deal some damage to amplify the ultimate, he's just still in Shroud. Like, you're not going to be able to touch him whatsoever. So, and he's getting, of course, solo lane experience. So Raki Zoro is just living the high life.
Push that wave into the turret too. So now, even though Quarter Jade's made the way back into lane, that's going to be some effective damage. The turrets hit hard, but you do feel like you get a pretty heavy chunk onto them, even with just a few hits from minions or yourself as well with the autos. Some aggressive positioning for Meteos alongside these wards to see if he can catch someone. Sees that Lily Pichu is here, and that's a lot of burst damage that is possible with Evelynn. Seraphine luckily able to walk back towards the lane and had the pressure of Quarter Jade there as well, so that Meteos couldn't make anything too crazy happen.
I was a little concerned. I mean, remember, Lily didn't have flash. She had to flash in the bottom side of the map, so but she ends up surviving through that. Doing well, quite well herself, actually. 2-0-2. This is a much better game from Team Shiphtur, but it's still not going to have it getting destroyed here.
Yeah, great catch from Voyboy, and then Iraqi Zoro making that rotation over so that they could get that finish off onto Peter. There's only one single Rift Herald in this game, so if you get it, you feel pretty good. There is the attempted stun from the Seraphine, and Lily again directly under tower. Oh, Master Yoshi has to ult after taking so much damage from the Draven ultimate himself. And you can see the threat that Team Meteos has when they rotate directly. Shiphtur, you are in not a great place, my friend. Attempts to take somebody down with him, but a single sliver left here, and Team Meteos continues to show their domination.
Yeah, 4 members ready for Shiphtur in that spot. He thought he could get a quick assassination and get the hell out of there, but not even close. This one's turning dire. Originally, I liked the idea from Team Shiphtur. It was basically a protection comp for a jungle Zed.
Oh, wow.
Oh, no, they're just going.
Oh, wow.
Oh, no, the headbutt to get me out of the straight, and even tried to use all that she could to get somebody on this, but Sneaky's still alive. That's going to be the burst onto Masayoshi. but still manages to survive this. Nobody has been killed in that interaction, but Quarter Jade ends up running directly into Iraqi Zoro here in the mid lane. Tibbers tries to get the collapse, but it's not enough. Zoro still in pursuit of Shiphtur. Even has Meteos here by his side. One of them is going to finish him off. This case, it was Zoro, and Masayoshi has to stay directly under turret. Support has finally rotated back over after that death, but there's just so much power on the side of Team Meteos, even just looking at the gold differences that they have to be able to funnel into their builds.
Yeah, just imagine how frustrating it is, because they dove you probably 3 times underneath that second tier turret, and they couldn't get a kill on any of them. So now if you're Team Meteos, you know, you're just constantly trying to find some new way to dive, and they're doing it again.
Oh, the Tibbers comes out again, but more as a defensive move. Blizz is taking most of the turret aggro right now after directly pummeling into it. But a lot of that was to follow up on what the Rift Herald was able to achieve. Master Yi came over from the side, boy, getting the kill onto Annie. And there you go, in pursuit from the rest of the team. There's the attempt from Seraphine to get another bit of a lockdown, but Peter, you are way too low. Boy, you are in the middle of these turrets, so eventually you would think that he would die, but he is still alive.
The boy genius, and they ain't stopping there.
No, another ultimate from Yoshi, but still, it can't protect you once it ends. The final shot taken by Team Meteos. They're just picking them off like flies there in the mid lane.
Look at the grin. I want to hear what he has to say on that one.
I'm happy for you, but I'm sad for myself.
What?
What?
This Annie wants to die. Tell.
I can't help you, dude. Good luck.
I mean, he's 5-1-1 at this point in time, and he was just diving for how long?
Mm-hmm. And even before that, he's just been pushing over in the Baron lane, the minions, and has had forced all of the attention from Peter there to pretty much match him. Made it so easy for him to rotate and take a different angle into that fight, and no one's able to take him down. The gold lead is so much stronger for Team Meteos at this point in time. Objective control, 3 turrets in their favor, 2 Drakes. We're past the 10-minute mark, which means Baron is now an objective they all have to consider. Still the strongest one here in the game on Wild Rift. And the warding has already been trying to set up for that. Blizz, he goes for it, tries to get the headbutt, ends up getting it onto the Seraphine. She flashes out, but Quarter Jade was left in the masses to find another tombstone right above her head, and Peter is the next one to take part. Lily, even throughout the ultimate, but it was more of a defensive tactic. Shiphtur also taken down at the hand of boy, feeling pretty good alongside the rest of the team here.
That's a deja vu. Literally same tower, just different timing. At least the Iraqi Zoro is able to go down. Zai is able to get that kill, but this game is wild. 22 kills to 6. Feels like a repeat there for Team Meteos from the last series.
You're saying a game of Wild Rift is wild, Raz?
Yes, I would be saying that.
I see that's something to expect. Oh,